son. Where'd you find this?
Buckle up, buttercups. It's time to get down to business. Oh, yeah. It's the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. Totally legit.
All right, folks, welcome back. It is another episode of the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. Today, after a whirlwind, an adventure in booking, we finally have someone who I'm very excited to talk to, proprietor of Make It Perfect, Mr. Ryan Rado.
Yes. I like that.
What is going on, man? How are you doing?
Made it, dude. Here, just living my life, and a lot has led me here. And I shaved my mustache for today.
It's perfect. Yeah,
it's like this dick duster. You know what I'm saying? Pretty into that. You know what I mean? Looking like a fucking cop down here. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh God.
I don't know what it is. I love your name. Whenever I hear it, it makes me want to say it in the baseball announcer voice.
Hey, let's hear it.
Next up, we got Ryan Rado. He's been hitting line drives down the center of the field all afternoon. You know what I mean? It's perfect, dude.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah. So I'm really stoked. I kind of, a funny set of circumstances led me to like reaching out to you.
Yeah,
I'd come across clips of Adam from Orthodox.
Yes.
And I watched all of them. I loved them. Mm-hmm. I am a huge fan of artists on art.
Cool.
And the fact that like you've created this show, Make It Perfect, that is just that. I was immediately sucked in.
Cool.
But then I had my buddy Blake Owens on the show, and he was talking about how you've been trying to get him on, which you totally should, and I think you'll be able to. He'd be a great episode. But if you just kind of want to like tell people what it is that you do, and I've got a ton of questions about how you end up doing it. So
yeah, sure. Let me get this out of here. So Make It Perfect. The setup is we set up easels, paint, and talk. And I send that to every guest. I'm like, hey, this is just super simple setup. And, you know, I started painting when I was 37. I mean, I'm 48 now, so I've been painting for a little bit. And I love painting. It's a solo act. And I found myself getting really, I used to play in bands and perform. And I just love being on stage. I love a camera. I just love that stuff. And so I wanted to do something that had a performance aspect to it, not just by myself, but with other people. And so my buddy a long time ago, Roman, he said, hey man, it would be cool if you did a podcast where you could just set up, you know, canvases and you paint with people and talk with people. Cause I just like doing that. Feel like I'm a pretty good person in conversation and what I talk about are things I talk about and I just enjoy it. So in Make It Perfect, my goal has always been to see what's there. And that sounds pretty, you know, like an obvious statement to see what's there, but I want to see what's there that you can't see. And a lot of times when a person is looking at a painting or a piece of art, it's a reflective process for the viewer. Because if they're really, really enjoying a painting, looking and really sitting with the painting, the view of the painting is not what's important to me. The viewing of the painting is how that reflects on the inside of me as like a galaxy star map, just that goes infinitely. So how can I be changed by this piece of art that I'm looking at? So I wanted to get people in a room. We do that process. We paint and we talk. And it's not really about the painting so much. It's about what we're uncovering as we go, because the painting acts as like a trance. And a lot of people, it's like a double vulnerability. I mean, people that don't paint come on my show and they're painting. They're doing something. It's being recorded. Someone is, two people are with them. And I feel like I ask pretty good questions. I could always ask better questions, but I'm interested to see what is coming out because of the trance of the painting. Because a lot of times vulnerability is tough for a lot of people. Some it's not. For me, it's pretty easy. So it's like you get someone in a spot where they're doing this like double vulnerability hit and you just really, I'm really
You're cutting to the core.
Yeah. And that's always been my personality, man. Like I can bullshit and stuff like that, but I really love to just go to it, man. You know, but when people do that with me, I'm like, hey, fucking chill out.
Well, you know, the real stuff is always way better.
Yeah, man.
Way better than the fake, you know?
Yeah. And man, I have Tourette syndrome and that shit's happening anyway. And that's real. And it's like the vulnerability of like, you know, having tics in front of people in public. It's like nothing I can do to hide it, man. So fuck, why would I hide the rest of it? You know, why do we hide the rest of it? Why? You know what I mean? A lot of reasons, but anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, that kind of is the next question. Like, how does one make it perfect? I think that's probably one of my favorite parts about the name about your show is the name, because it implies to me, making something perfect in art has always meant the imperfections. Like there will be imperfect aspects, but the human imperfections are what makes it perfect for whatever it is. But how do you define making it perfect?
I mean, that's it. I mean, you nailed it. It's like a good luck. You know, you're dealing with things that, it's perfect when someone can just let themselves be seen. That's the perfection, you know? And granted, we're rife with issues and problems and embarrassments and like, fuck, I don't paint and, you know, just insecurities, but it's just like, stop bullshitting yourself, you know? You can just do the thing and become aware of the things that you're hiding behind. And I think when you do this type of thing and make it perfect, it's like, good luck trying to keep that shit up. Cause it's not going to happen, you know, not as like in an adversarial way, but just like we can tease apart your persona, your ego and yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do.
Yeah, no, I really love it. I actually too was watching a couple days ago the episode with Barry Donegan, who is a character. I think one of my favorite aspects of your show is that you kind of seamlessly flow between, you could just be goofing around, but if we want to have a serious conversation, you can kind of immediately steer it. And it's interesting too, because using the art as like some mechanism to crack into some kind of emotional flow state is genius. It's like the guard cannot help but be down when you're getting videotaped making art and then also being asked like surprisingly personal questions. But again, like that's one of the things I appreciate is that I don't know, man. I think we've all just watched so many Jimmy Fallon's, and it's like I don't want the PR questions. I want some stuff like I want to hear a question that gets asked and an answer that I'm not going to get anywhere else. What are like you're 51 episodes deep. What are the ones that like for you were like surprisingly heavy?
Oh, that's good. Man, I did an episode with Walter Schreifels at Quicksand in Rival Schools, and I just really, I really dig him, Quicksand, Rival Schools, just him as a dude, as an artist, and you know, it's crazy, like, just admitting to him how much I am aware that I seek validation from people. To one of my fucking heroes, you know? And that for me, saying that stuff, like I say a lot of stuff about myself that people might look at as like, oh, this dude's super insecure or like, goddamn cringe. That's fine. That's fucking fine, man. It is cathartic to put that stuff out into the world because I'm not saying that I'm insecure, like poor me. That's not what I'm saying. When I say those things about myself, it is a deepening of awareness. Like I know that the way that I process things and feel about my existence in the world and perceptions and how I behave I'm cognizant of. And that's a different thing from just doing it blindly and not being able to name it, and I really appreciate
articulate
that.
It somehow.
Yeah. And people think it's weak or just woe is me. And perhaps it is, I don't care, but I've done enough therapy in my life to be able, and again, these tics are happening at all the time. And it's like, if these aren't hidden, why am I going to hide the things that I believe are causing the tics, these feelings, these perceptions of myself in the world, man? They go hand in hand. So that, for me on that's a pretty heavy thing. As far as a guest is concerned, I'm trying to think, there's just so many hours. Like, Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm, man, she jumps in mind too. And, she's a wide open book, Lizzie. And, I really appreciate her. And she was just talking about how she knows that she has these demons that she deals with. And, she mentioned, checking herself into a retreat center to just get some like more cognizance going on and more sense of self going on. And then when she did that, I was like, fuck, that is power. She just said it because she knew it was true, and she just doesn't hide. And I just really appreciate that about her specifically, So
yeah. I feel like society right now has a self-awareness epidemic.
Yeah.
There's a stunning lack of self-awareness, and even getting to the point, like, you get philosophical, which I love. Like I've committed so many episodes to having heady conversations about embracing the existential dread, embracing the cringe, like doubling down on the things that make you uneasy, because there's power in, like, getting a grip on that, like coming to terms with it.
Yeah. But it's making us uneasy for a reason. And It's like the things that we're talking about, we can talk about it, and we don't talk about it because we're afraid of being in the feelings of uneasiness or feeling on the spot. And that's totally understandable. But it's like, once it comes out, I'm not the kind of person who's going to shame somebody for admitting something so vulnerable. I am fucking right there with you, and I'll match it. I'll be there with you. I can do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, I do love it. I mean, one of my favorite moments from the Barry episode was when you guys kind of go into the concept of alpha. And how that is used by, meatheads, and how just irrelevant it is. And this is just something I've always felt is like, everything is a little more fluid than we're led to believe. Like, there's masculine and feminine qualities to all sorts of stuff. Not, just the way that it gets siloed in everyday society. But, that's a problem among men. Men have a problem discussing and being vulnerable because there's it's like seen as a sign of weakness. But I love how you embrace that. I love how you really fold that into the ethos of like digging into these people's minds, like actually deep qualifying questions. And 51 episodes is like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's cool. It's just a lot of like, it's such a focus, and like coming in and out of a dream while you're painting and talking, and they're nervous and you're nervous and you're like, fuck, am I like, it's like any kind of performance, but it's like, I really want to take care of these people and also not take care of them because they're adults. I know they're in a weird spot here and this is new and nervous, but I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like a shaman. Trip shaman.
Yeah. Let's just say that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, that's good.
Like that.
Yeah.
I saw that you went to Furnace Fest. How's Furnace Fest?
Dude, it was sick. It's just, I'm telling you, it's best fest, man. It's like, oh God, again, if I've been saying this lately because I realized that if I have a chip on my shoulder going anywhere, I'm not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of times where I just walk into a place insecure with a chip on my shoulder and I'm just like, oh, fuck this, fuck these people, fuck me. Why am I here? You know, like all this, it sucks, you know? So I walk into Furnace Fest, and plus I had a purpose this time, doing Make It Perfect down there and stuff. And man, I was just so happy to be there. Because there's no reason I had to not be happy about it. I got to see so many people, and I saw motherfuckers that I don't really even care for. And I was like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even matter to me. It's like when all of my bullshit is gone, all of the not caring for them so much is gone. You know, it's just, I just want to have a good time, you know, and still stay intact. And I realize that if someone is like, shrugging me off or just avoiding me, I'm like, dude, I'm a pretty decent time, you know? I'm down to say hey to you, but I see that you're working on your own stuff. That sounds good. There's thousands of other people here I can talk to, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's the vibe.
Yeah. Cool. You know, I used to work a lot of large scale events, and there's a certain kind of energy you get at a music festival.
Yeah.
But that Furnace Fest is always interesting to me because metal festivals you'd think they'd be like some of the most violent, and in ways that they are kind of the most violent.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the most out of control. Like, I've definitely seen more dangerous electronic music festivals than I ever saw heavy music festivals.
Shit. Like what?
Heavy EDM. Like, there's a festival up here called Electric Zoo that's notorious. It's horrible. Like, it's terrible things happen every year. And the energy of that one is very different. It's like dark, darker in a way. But,
is it because,
you know,
I associate like a lot of
for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. Everyone's spun out, and by, you know, midnight on the third night, nothing good is going to happen. You know, it's just weird. Like, you just get a very strange vibe, but, yeah, that's super cool. I really wish I could have gone to that Furnace Fest because Tony Danza Tattoos Extravaganza did the reunion. And I would have loved to see that live, but fortunately we got videos this time, so that's pretty sick.
Yeah, right. Right. I saw them. I was chilling, sitting there, and I forgot how ham that bass player goes, man. Good Lord.
Butler. Yeah.
He's making that bass his bitch, man. I was like, this motherfucker, man. I forgot about you, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good.
Shredders. Lane on guitar, shredder, just certified. And then our buddy Eric, the new guitar player, Eric. Yeah, it was super cool to see that in action.
Awesome.
But yeah, anyways, here, I really, I really want to get to this. I've been thinking about this a bunch. Yeah. You're kind of like enigmatic to me. Like, what is your life before you, it takes a certain type of person to want to make a show, right?
Totally.
And to do 51 episodes, that's effort. That's consistency and effort. I 100% know that doesn't happen by accident.
Sure, yeah.
What led you into the philosophical stuff? You said you did a lot of therapy. Like, what leads you into the therapy? What is the stuff that, and do you see this as in some kind of way, the continuation of a therapeutic process for yourself as well as whoever may be having that epiphany when they're on?
You know, man, how do I answer this? Like, I've always been in an existential place. Like when I was in high school and middle school, you know, I did not do well in science and math, but in literature and writing and things of that nature, I was interested in it.
Creative stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And having ADHD and Tourette's and stuff, it's just like, that's where I went, you know? And, I remember when in 11th grade, we had to write a paper on, Ralph Waldo Emerson, you know, and Thoreau. And we were writing this stuff on transcendentalism, existentialism. And I was like, yo, this is this is what I've been, they named this, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So, and I had I was alone a lot as a kid, a lot of neglect and a lot of abuse, lived in the country. And, I was with myself a lot. didn't have a lot of friends. And so I was always and dealing with these tics when I was a kid. They didn't really know what was going on. Let me turn the light on real quick, bro.
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, I spent time in evangelicalism, and, the groups that I was in, we talked about the expansive nature of God, and whether that's in, however I look at it now is
Sure.
different. But I was with people, artists that were also in that. And we all talked about that, and it was really important, So I didn't go to school. I didn't go to school for any of this, and I might just be I'm an armchair type of dude, but I know I've done a lot of work on identifying how I feel in the moment when it comes up, where the feelings are coming from, the vulnerability that is attached to the feeling. I can find that stuff so fast. And it's a skill to be able to do that, to drop into that while I'm doing something else and notice, oh my God, okay, why do I feel insecure right now? Okay, something they did was triggering this thing, and then all of this stuff starts bubbling up, and I'm pretty good at articulating that stuff, and I think that's another thing that's important. So I go that route because ontologically, I want to know the nature of things. I want to know how things are, how being is. I'm interested in how people are, because I've had a really weird go at how I am, and I really pay attention to that in people. And I think with more awareness of that stuff, it's easier to, it's not easier, but there's more meaning and fulfillment navigating in the world. And that's where I think some of that stuff comes from, not just like, there's definitely a more rich truth to the function of this chair rather than it just being a chair. I understand it's built, someone had to build that, and that's a beautiful thing, but how many functions can this chair have? If I deify this chair, what is this chair to me on the inside? You know what I'm saying? I love stuff like that, and,
yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah.
So it makes me, I get lost in it sometimes, and I have to come back to, this is a fucking chair. You know what I'm saying? But being able to be in that space and create work out of that is like it's no joke. And a lot of really hyper rational people don't get to experience that stuff, So it kind of makes me feel for them a little bit, because I wish they did. So yeah, that's what I got.
Well, and what, out of 51 episodes, does everyone usually get to some existential moment of their own? Or are there some people that you've had on that you really try, but you just can't necessarily get them there?
Yeah, I've had a few people that just, it's not happening. And, and that it's frustrating, but I noticed that I make a damn good painting on those. You know what I'm saying? So it's but but they get there, they get there to the degree that they can, and then if I find someone is not trying to go there, I don't push them, because that's not my job to do that. I'm with you. I want to get to know you, and I'll get to know you as deeply as you allow me to, even with all the questions I ask, man. There's some people that they're not there for that, man. And honestly, I respect that, because they are doing my show and they're giving it a go. And, it's I could just be Mr. Journalist, fucking get in there and get the good stuff. But that's not how you get more flies with honey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm trying to learn in myself. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What, in terms of being somebody who's putting together this show, but also who is intrinsically trying to engage the artistic part of their mind, what have been the biggest struggles for you, administering the show versus, or balancing the administration of running the show compared to the fun exploration of art and the guests.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Just organizationally, it's tough for me, man. Like consistently posting,
Yeah.
keeping up with making these fucking reels and using the AI. I use this thing called Opus AI. Do you use that at all?
I did for a while. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's fine. It's cool. It's helped me a lot. I'm getting better at it, but just the time consumption. And man, I want to paint. I want to paint deeply, dude. These paintings are fine, but I want to get in my studio for 2 months, no time constraint. And I just want to dive. I want to dig in. You know what I mean? But right now I have to be as efficient as I can with the show. You know what I mean? And, because I have people that are investing in my show, and it's like, I want to keep them happy. And I want to grow with the people that are working with me, you know? And it's like,
sure.
It's like, that's really important to me. My buddy Keegan is a massive part of why Make It Perfect is even happening now. So it's like, and the cool thing is about that guy, I've known him so long. He just suggests things, you know, he's got his own business to take care of, you know, and he runs, it's called Lotus Building Group here in Nashville. And they build just the most beautiful homes, like luxury residential commercial stuff. And it's so good. And I saw him at Furnace Fest, oddly, you know, last year, and we ran into each other a few times, and he goes, dude, I haven't seen you in this long, and we've run into each other this many times. Something's happening here. So we committed to each other to make this thing happen. And I tell you, man, like in my mind, keeping him happy is like evoking a lot of the issues that I had with my dad.
Really?
But never telling this, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's cool, but it's just crazy to notice that stuff come up when I'm working with him on money and timing and all this stuff. He's not doing anything. Like, he's chilling. But from what I know, he's happy at what I'm doing. But I'm in here being like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, yeah. That was probably a longer answer than you want.
No, it's great. Cool. You know, I part of my show is existentially spiraling.
Yeah,
and that's,
cool.
Again, like one of the reasons I like your shows, because you're not afraid to explore those areas. It can be scary, and there's plenty of people who won't necessarily entertain it, but the people that will, like, it's always exciting to see, like, in my opinion, it's always exciting to hear somebody else's dark exploration or somebody else's exploration of their own darkness.
Right.
I don't know. That to me is like the real shit. When I want to hear about what the artist was thinking and feeling when they went like to create the thing that I love. Yeah. You know, I want to hear about the real stuff. So, you know, I don't know. I love that. I love the format, and I understand how much it takes to do this stuff consistently, and just, you know, huge kudos there. So
thanks, dude. To you too, man. Thanks for having me on here. And I noticed the difference with your podcast, the way that you do it. I have like you're like a dark soldier in there, man. You got like this, is that a wardrobe behind you? What is, I can't tell.
These are just like, it's like sound baffling I made.
Wow, dude, it feels like you're in a HR geeker type of situation. I don't know. I can't describe it. And the way that you put it out there, it just seems like you have a confidence with yourself when you're doing it. So I appreciate that. That's something I'm still trying to learn with my show.
Well, and dude, like if you watch my old episodes, I don't have anything. Like see, this is what's funny to me. Like you said, you used to play music, you used to do bands and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I used to do that too. And I still love to make music, but it takes a lot of effort to coordinate a ton of people's schedules. It takes a lot of effort and money to record and mix an album and release an album and then tour to support that album. And I needed some other creative outlet. Totally. So I started doing this, you know, and talking with other people that I know that are in similar situations. It's in some way like a documentation of the modern artist. Like, what does it mean to be an artist in the digital age? And it's like having to manage social media and do all these other things that are completely separated from the act of creation. So
Right.
You know, I guess this would also be a good point for this question. What about AI? Where do you sit on AI? How do you feel? Are you threatened by AI? Does it scare you?
No, dude. Like, dude, I use GPT for questions in my show sometimes. Just fucking do it. It doesn't even matter to me because I'm AI. What's up, dude?
Nice.
That male pattern baldness also got that sick grief muscle happening, man. Anyway, so I don't care. I'm making paintings. That's it. Interview's over. I'm AI. Maybe we'll probably be able to make paintings. That's fine. But you know what, man? Make an authentic mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AI, make an authentic mess. And it's like, I think the further we go, the further we get from our natural state, the more that we're going to want to go back to it. And you can't, it's really hard to get more natural than making like something with your hands, you know? Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. I'm using it. I'm glad it's here. I don't understand a lot of it. It's fine. I'm Gen X. So it's like Gen X is the new boomers. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just fucking, it doesn't bother me so much, you know? Well, let me think about this, man. No, that's not true. That's not fucking true. Cause I was hanging with a dude at, I don't know, it was a few years ago, and he says he's not an artist, and maybe that's the truth, but he was so stoked on making prompts for AI images, you know?
Yeah. And
it was cool. It was cool. You know what I mean? The AI image, whoa, that's fucking crazy. But he was so stoked on coming up with sick fucking prompts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you're blowing vape smoke rings in competition. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about that. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Are you kidding me right now? You know, but people are people, man. And fuck people. And I love
I mean, to be fair, there is some truth in that. Like people who know how to prompt it, that is going to be the skill.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't think AI stands to threaten art. You know, can it do what it can do? Yes. Is it what it is? Right. Yes, sure. But humans will always want to consume other humans' art. That's just,
right. Yeah.
That's how it's going to be.
I wonder if humans always want to consume other humans in a way.
Yeah. Soil green is people. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Hell yes.
Exactly. I love it. What were you going to say?
I was going to say my buddy, Chris Wilkinson, who's an audio engineer, an amazingly talented audio engineer, had this like really great analogy, and it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody is doubting that McDonald's is one of the most financially successful companies in the world, right? And most people accept that McDonald's is also trash.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily. There are humans that will consume AI, but no one is worried about McDonald's doing away with fine dining. Like that will always exist.
That's really good. Now that's
real. I really think too. There's a fundamental difference to like the tangible creation, like with stuff, making physical art that is different. Than just ideating, you know, I taking something out of your head and putting it into a physical form. I don't know. There's some like strange, weird alchemical thing about that, you know?
Yes. Yeah. The transference of energy is there's nothing like it. And that's about as basic as I can sound.
So what, explain to me a bit more, like what got you into painting specifically as somebody who made music? At what point were you like, okay, I love music. Music has been fun, but I need to have some other way to express myself. Music isn't doing it for me the way that it was.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't think painting still does it the way music did. The most I've ever felt expressed was when I played music.
That was it.
Yeah. And I think doing Make It Perfect as a way to get back to that performance aspect and say the things I need to say, because, I'm not a trained artist. I'm not a trained painter. I just started painting, and I was working at Whole Foods in like 2014, maybe, and in Franklin. And, I'm stacking beans and shit like this on the counter, and I just look over and see this chick's ass, and then I see this fucking big old buff dude walk by, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I just, for some reason, looked at the ceiling, not the ceiling, but up on the wall, and I envisioned this like red, thick strip of paint on a black background, and I was like, man, that'd be pretty cool. And and I remember that. And so a few months later, I went to my buddy's screen printing shop because I maybe wasn't working at Whole Foods. It was hard. It's been really hard for me to hold down jobs, man. Just has. And
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fucking jobs, and I'll quit a job like that. Oh, you want to go to see fucking, you want to go see Quicksand in Atlanta tomorrow? Yeah, I got to work. Nah, fuck work. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it was, So it's like, it's pretty impulsive. I wouldn't do that now because I have a little boy, but anyway, I went up to help my buddy's screen print, and I was looking at the ink, and I'd been around screen printing before, and with bands and stuff, and I was looking at the ink. I'm like, man, you can make something fucking cool with this, And he goes, yeah, I'd have a hard time drawing if you use a lot of it. And he goes, dude, I have all these acrylic paints that I stole from my last job back here. I mean, like so many good acrylic paints, huge $90 bottles of them, good Matisse acrylic paint, like, thicker body. And so I was like, whoa, fuck. I mean, he must have given easy $500-600 in paint. Huge. Gave me the biggest. I need to text him and tell him that. So I brought some out, and I just started painting with my finger on a board. And I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome, And then from that moment on, I brought all those paints home, and I could not wait to be done with work to go paint. And I'd go to Home Depot I'd paint on that Luan board, and I'd get it cut, and I'd just go home, and I would just paint. I couldn't stop. It was really cool, And then, so I remember I talked about this today on Make It Perfect. I was, talking about do artists make work for themselves or make work for other people? And it's like, when I was just starting, I was making it for myself. But then I'm like, well, shit, I have a hard time holding down jobs. I fucking hate these jobs. I bet I could sell this shit. I bet this feels cool enough for me right now that I feel like other people would like this. So I just went for it. And I had my first art show in 2015 at Portland Brew in East Nashville. And whether people were stoking me out, just being like, fuck, this is pretty cool. Keep going. I sold 5 paintings that night, and it was like, what? I mean, so many people came out to it. I was so stoked, man. And, it's just up and down from there. And once you get into the gig, it's like, fuck, this is hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I started.
That's awesome, dude. I just love that you've been able to create something that is this outlet. And it's like, you're really letting people in. You're really letting them share in the emotional journey that it is for you to create something like this.
Oh, cool, man. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's cool. Cause a lot of times I feel like I watch my reels back of me talking just about like, I did an episode by myself that's up on YouTube, and I watch it, and I'm, shut the fuck up, Ryan. What are you doing, brother? You know what I'm saying? But fuck it. I mean, I'm 90. I'm going to be like, oh no, I shouldn't have said that. Fuck off.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely not.
You know what I mean? So
no, you have to embrace the cringe.
Straight up.
And honestly, again, like a lot of the cringe is the real stuff. You just embrace the cringe. There's one of my buddies who I had on the show, a guy I've done a bunch of work for, who's managed a bunch of artists. Like, it's summed this up perfectly, and it honestly brought me some peace in doing this kind of stuff. He goes, "This is a narcissistic pursuit."
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "Oh,
nailed it!
Wow, yes, okay."
Yeah,
and when we frame it like that, it becomes a little bit easier for me to stomach that, or my ego to be like, oh, okay, well, I just need to practice a little more self-awareness about it being an, narcissistic pursuit. Yeah. And that's okay. The trick, the balance is not letting it take over, but
Totally.
What aspects have you had to like overcome to accept that this is a narcissistic pursuit?
Oh, that's great. The woe is me aspect, like I wouldn't say certain things, or I wouldn't, cause I had some family members growing up that were like, if you started to feel good about yourself, they didn't feel good about themselves. So it's just the normal, I'm going to pull you down here. You're doing this. You better not think too highly of yourself, And so anything that I would do for myself that would make me feel bigger inside of myself, narcissistic pursuit, just arrogant, narcissistic. You're being a dick. You're being aggressive. You're being passive aggressive. You're being all these things. And all I'm trying to do is the next right thing for me to feel like I can keep going on this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because the more that I do this, and granted, Make It Perfect has like 1,500 followers on Instagram, and just, it's like, it's small, but it has a power packed heat to it. And I know that. And I've had like glimpses of like, fuck, this is how I feel with a little bit of attention. I could not imagine how these huge podcasters, these huge musicians, these huge actors and stuff, how intensely coveted they feel and kind of like violated in a way. And I'm not trying to protect them, but as I deal with more famous people, I'm realizing that it's taken me a long time. Everybody wants a piece of them. You know what I'm saying? And so, but they put themselves in that situation, having a gilded
cage.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, do I want that? Yeah. Yep. I want to be famous, but not that famous. You know what
I hear you. That is valid concern for sure. I'm inclined to agree with you. Like you get to a certain level and you really forego any chance of like a normal existence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of normal things that I would really miss.
Yeah.
If
absolutely.
That were the case,
Big time. And I don't know if I, there's a part of me that's like, could I handle it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But look at me future casting, brah. Yeah. I'll be famous, my fuck. You know what I mean?
You're doing it. Yeah. It's, I always like to ask people if they've seen this documentary. It's pretty obscure, but it's this documentary called We Live in Public.
I would like to. I'm going to now.
You should check it out. It's a pretty interesting documentary. It came out in, I think, like 2008. And it's about one of the guys who was a fundamental player in the .com boom in the 90s. Josh Harris, I think is his name. And he makes all this money and he conducts this experiment. He buys this building in Soho. He lets 100 people in. He lets them go crazy, like pays for everything. The caveat is
going crazy, like destroying it, fucking each other, eating.
Dude. Yes, all of those things. He had a gun range, like you could just shoot whatever guns you wanted. He had a CIA therapist who would put you under like a psychological, like an intense psychological interrogation. But the caveat is he filmed everything and he owned all the film.
God, that's incredible.
Okay. This is, again, like early, I guess at this point it was like late 90s. He was supposed to go for a year, but it gets canceled. It gets shut down because some like violence breaks out and somebody goes out and gets the cops and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, we're shutting this down immediately. And it's pretty crazy. But anyways, like years go by and he like reflects on it and he's like, everyone's going to want their 15 minutes. Right?
Yeah, right.
Everyone's going to run to give away a piece of their privacy and a piece of who they are as a person to like engage in this. And then at some point, it's going to turn on us.
Oh, yeah,
we're
right.
not going to know like who we are, what we really stand for.
Damn. I need to watch that.
It's a great documentary, and definitely in 2025, like not shit they said did not come true. Everything that was laid out has just played precisely into that. Yeah, you know, and there's also just like an element of being a modern creator. It's just like screaming into the void. But like once you embrace that, once you're like, yeah, I'm screaming into the void.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want.
Straight up.
Screaming into the void, you know?
Yeah. You get so fixated on certain words from certain people and personalities that mimic what I heard when I was a kid just to stay small. And it's my interpretation of what they're saying that is keeping me small. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Blake posted something on his Instagram, Blake Owens. And it was some guy talking about like social media is just entertainment, no matter how you slice something like that. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's fucking right. Like it really helped me, like, because I say a lot of personal stuff, but it's like, it really is just entertainment out there, and I can use it however I want to, you know? It's weird how it took that long to click in my head, man. It's so odd. Anyway.
Well, I mean, we were the experiment. Like nobody knew what social media was going to be. Like we're just now getting to generations that have grown up knowing a world where there was always social media. Like we're like the last ones that remember what life was like before this, but
it's freaky.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's why I love to see shows like yours that are willing to explore these, you know, dark recesses. I just find like that to me is the most interesting part of life. And I accept that I am in some ways morbid. Sure.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Right.
But I, you know, it always brings me peace to hear other people kind of explore these areas and go like, oh, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person like traveling down these pathways, and it's good to explore these territories. And, you know, I don't know
I'm into that.
What is something that someone got from the show, an experience maybe that they got from the show, or a reaction to a question that like hit you in a strange way? Like, have you ever asked something to somebody and then they come back with this answer that's like, well, I don't know where that came from, but damn, you cut right to my soul.
Man, I need to think about that for a second. The last episode I put out is with this comedian named Heather Land, and she's in the evangelical world, and she was saying, you know, she's like, I'm not funny all the time, and I'm pretty deep well, and she's like, I like talking about therapy and trauma and stuff, and you know, a lot of comedians are pretty deep, pretty dark, you know, and she said she asked me some kind of question, and God, I wish I could remember it. But when someone says I haven't really looked at it like that, or like it helps them feel, like you were saying, a little more peaceful and less alone, like specifics are really hard for me to get right now as far as like guest wise, you know, but
yeah,
I think when either I or the guest articulates something that reflects in each other, it's almost like the availability of more subjects and feelings come up. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we connect on a certain thing, that means we can talk about more things, you know? And I know it sounds pretty obvious, but it's like in that realm, when you're doing something like the painting, you don't paint, you're talking about deep things and you're being recorded. It's like, what am I a lab rat here? You know? And so I think when we're able to connect on something with that many eyes on it, it's almost like we're people get less afraid to talk about more. And that's really what I dig about that. As far as like any specific epiphany that someone has answered a question with, and I've been like, whoa, holy crap. I can't place it right now. Might be able to, but.
Well, you know, I'm asking you to recall from like years of
experiences
doing this, you know, so
maybe it'll come up in our time, but right now I'm kind of.
what was your favorite painting out of all those episodes? Which one where you're like, damn, this painting is actually pretty solid?
You know, Aaron Sterling is a drummer. He drums for everybody. Fucking Post Malone, Dua Lipa, John Mayer. Like and he started painting a couple years ago, and he was 2 episodes ago. And the painting I finished working with him is one that I'm going to make some t-shirts out of that one. And then, Andy Atkins that does, Bad Luck Burger down here. I don't know if you heard about that at all, but they're like a smash burger truck. And Andy played in that band, A Plea for Purging. Do you remember that?
Oh, sick. Yeah, sure.
He's the singer. You should have him on here, man. He'd be a hoot.
That'd be dope. Yeah, I'd love to.
Cool. Yeah. So he, when he came on, I made a painting, and, those 2 paintings I'm going to make t-shirts of. And sometimes it's like, I don't know, I've tried to boil it down. Like what inspires me about being here with this person that leads me to making a painting that I really like on this. And I haven't gotten there. I have ideas on what makes that happen. But I can't quantify it totally, you know?
Yeah.
So, because it changes all the time, you know, because I made paintings on there. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. If I don't like the interview and I'm just like, you know, like it's just not going well. And it doesn't even mean that someone's not being vulnerable. It just means maybe I'm in a space where I'm like, I'm not stoked on this guest. I'll just paint dicks and I don't know, whatever. But then I'll paint dicks for fun, even if I like. I don't know. It's a maze. It's amazing.
What there was it was in one of the episodes we were just talking about too. The thing that the artist said about dicks. Your artist buddy who makes the easels, maybe.
Oh yeah, the cock stuff. Yeah. Best painting I think I've made to date. I went and he's a genius, Warren Green. And, I get him to critique my work because he's an art professor and he makes beautiful work, and he doesn't smash you, but he doesn't fluff you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I took a painting to him and I think I just put like a huge dick in one of these figures, you know? And he was stepping back and he's like, first, you shouldn't be painting this painting. You need to have room between you and the painting, because I can tell you don't have a lot of room to see what you're working on, you know? He's right. And he came over to my studio, and then he noticed that. He goes, where are you looking at this painting from? And I'm like, I come back right here. He goes, no, go to the back of the studio and look at it. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. But I was like, you're right, you know? So then he goes, you know, and he's like, and I was stoked on the dick that I put in the painting, because I was like, well, I put a dick in the painting, you know, at that time I was like, whoa. But I was like, what do you think of that? He goes, oh, the cock in your painting? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you know, get the point across. It's a cock. That's fine. If you're going to put a cock in the painting, make it mean something. You know what I mean? And so I just put this big old dong on this thing, and it was just gratuitous, and that's fine. But that's not the point of the figure. The point of the figure is that the dick was there, and it was before it was just the focal point of this, because it kind of showed what, you know, my hypersexuality and what I thought of this person. I didn't like them is still in me, you know, like I'm relating to this figure, you know? And, I realized it. He's like, God, I'm really trying to recall it. Long story short, I made it smaller and I made it redder and I made it thicker. It wasn't just this huge dick. I really paid attention to the type of dick I was painting, you know?
The details. Yeah.
Of the dick, you know? So then I stepped back and I saw the figure as a whole kind of maniacal being, rather than just a random goofy figure with a huge dick. I paid attention to how I wanted this figure's penis to affect the whole painting. and it worked. And his advice was really spot on. So it was good. It was good.
It's great advice.
Yeah, for real. If you're painting cocks, you know what I mean?
It's great advice. Yeah.
Good.
I'm interested to know also like what's that?
That'll be the clip, dude.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's going to be a money clip for sure. What are like the big things that you want to get out of the show? Like okay, we discussed a scenario where you've become so mainstream that you have no private life.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to like grow the show, but like also maintain the anonymity of, regular life?
Mm. I want to be more honest with myself and more honest with how I look at other people and see myself in other people. So if that were to be a thing, that I would have even more grace and acceptance of myself, so I could not be maybe be less affected by the perceptions of other people. And if they were to like something I was doing so much, I want to have more grace to be able to accept their excitement, their anxiety, and their admiration of something that I'm doing. But first, I want to accept that stuff more in myself, so I can have more compassion for people. Straight up. That's the best answer I can give, dude. And maybe I'm way off, and maybe there's famous people out there, by chance they would ever hear this and they're like, okay, dude. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, that's how I feel about it. And I'm not being a saint about it, because I walk down the street. I love judging people. Fuck that guy, at all. But I want to be able to do that and ask myself, what about that person exists in me, man? Why am I saying fuck that guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Truth.
That's definitely something I've learned from talking to so many different people.
Sure.
Like
yes.
Everybody has some kind of perspective that to me is money. It's like cherry. That. Maybe it's just one thing, but it's one thing that, like, for me, it works. So I just learned to like listen. It's part of the reason I do this, is just talking to different people who look at the world very different than I do. And I don't know, there's an aspect of social media that we're not getting, and it's being social.
Yeah, good call, dude.
Right?
Yeah,
this might, we don't have to get into this, but this is more like down the conspiracy train, okay?
Yeah, go on with it.
Like the dead internet theory. Are you familiar with that at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am 100% willing to entertain that a very large percentage of the internet activity that we see on social media now, today in 2025, is bots.
Yeah, same here.
It's unavoidable. Like that is what's going on. And we're so easily manipulated. Mm-hmm. It scares me. I look at the world that we're in, and the idea that this thing that we developed thinking it was going to enhance our ability to communicate has only made it impossible for us to communicate.
Yeah, right.
Like it's made us go more into ourselves, or these terrible echo chambers where we're just hearing validating things that we agree with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, this might be a little too heady, but
I'm with you.
I feel like doing something like this, and even in the way that you're kind of like looking at it as like just the act of doing this in some way serves as a therapeutic process. It solves, if I can prove to myself that I'm not afraid of other people's judgment and put this thing out every day, or, just consistently do that. That's, it's like a good enough reason. $1 million is fine, but if it's not at least doing that, then what good is the $1 million?
No, it's good. Yeah. Because it falls off and you become it's like you become a cyborg. You become a bot inside of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get paid all day, but if what is it? What is that scripture in the Bible? Gain the world, but lose your soul, straight up. And that's serious, man. It is a narcissistic abuse pursuit,
Yeah.
It really is. Who said that? Who said that?
That was my my buddy Donnie Graves, and
Okay.
Donnie Graves is like a legend. He used to be like a big time music industry A&R person for a while. Now he does like large scale. He like acts as the go between big companies that are trying to do like interactive installations.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Pretty
like
cool.
at conventions and festivals and stuff. So,
I love it.
but
great.
he's been in show business his whole life, and he's like, that's one thing you just have to accept. This is a narcissistic pursuit, and even like, dude, just that awareness. That's like it doesn't take much to immediately humble yourself a bit just by practicing that little bit of self-awareness.
Yeah,
it just for me, it made it a lot easier. Made me get over my fear of being cringe.
Straight
Like,
up. Oh, that's
dude,
good.
like so much of this show has like taught me, I've had to learn so much, like how do I pace a conversation? How do I, where are the confines here? This is, for me, the growth of what I'm trying to do is just as important as, I don't know, hearing from other people.
Yeah, straight up.
That's, it really is some kind of like therapy for me to just sit and speak and listen,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, one thing I've had to learn is that pacing of the conversation is tough. And it's like how often I would interrupt my guests,
Yeah.
And, cause I would just get so ahead in my head of what was next, and, wanted to just take on any uncomfortability that anyone would have. I want to take it on myself, but I'm creating uncomfortability by interrupting, you know what I'm saying? And so I had a few people tell me that, and it took me a while, and I'm still obviously not great at it, but I noticed that I'm getting a lot better at just stopping and listening and letting somebody go. You know what I mean? It's hard for me, but.
Oh, I mean, right there with you. Yeah. I'm definitely getting like lost in tangents. Like there's so many, there's so many episodes where I'm just like veering off for way too long,
Totally. Same.
But,
I feel like we're pretty on point, pretty focused here.
Well, and again, like, I one of the things that I love to do here is a little bit of like the existential exploration of why even create. And for me, I used to have this imbalance where I wanted to make it about making money, like making a living. How do I support what I'm doing with creative stuff, right? And then at some point I realized I have to do it, because if I don't, I hate my existence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it is my meditation. Like there's every day I have a little bit of this. I make music every day for at least a little bit of time. I have to do it to keep the head clear.
Yeah.
Is any of that factor in to make it perfect and why you do what you do?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love painting, and I hate it, but I'm feeling like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm working on it. Jesus, man, fuck this painting. You know what I mean? But I get to paint, it's like, anyway, I could just imagine one of my jock friends from Michigan, me being like, I love painting, just saying that back to me. I love painting and I hate it. And fuck this painting. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous, man. So ridiculous. But how do I say this? I am 100% down with making a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money. I just do. And I want to be able to make a lot of money so I can leave my little man something, provide for him and provide for myself and help other people, you know? And I just want that. And, I think, and I want a career doing this. And I think wanting a career doing this is like a beautiful thing to want, because I've never really been able to boil down what I want to do, dude. But I'm always like, God, I just don't have enough money, or the money. I'm fucking tired of it. And now like, and in my mind is like, what about all the people who don't have any money, who are dying or fucking in war and all this stuff? Yeah, it sounds good. I love that voice is going on, and it's correct. But the more that I'm able to provide for myself, and the more that I'm able to like, allow myself to be okay with having more money, the more that I'm able to free myself up to do things in a way that is even more impacting for other people, you know? And I feel like since I've been able to make it perfect because some money is there, I've been able to, even though it's stressful, and you know this, I feel like getting these things together and booking guests and wanting to do the best you can. But that's any art piece you're doing. You know, it's anything. If you're truly wanting to do it and it's yours, you think about it all the time. And other people might be like, fuck, man, you're fucking crushing it. And in my mind, I mean, people say that to me and I'm like, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And that's all that these paintings are illusions. So I'm okay with that. And having a lot of money is an illusion, you know, but I don't mind it, because I can work when I'm in a dream, when I'm dreaming, I dream a lot. I get to know myself better when I'm in a dream. So right now, if having a lot of money is an illusion, doing this show and its success is partly an illusion, my paintings are an illusion, because I want to convey something that may not be there yet. If I can work in a dream and get to know myself better through a dream, I can do that here in the physicality of this framework here. So I don't mind the thought of wanting a lot of money, wanting to have a career doing this, and wanting my paintings to be respected and admired, you know, like, but at the heart of it all I'm doing is getting to know people, painting with them, getting to meet people that I admire, getting to meet some of my heroes and painting with my hero. Like, what the fuck? Sick. You're painting this guy? Get the fuck out of here. You know, and then now his painting is at his house. Walter hung his shit up at his house. That's perfect. That's what I want. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the heart of it. That's the heart of it. So anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. There are definitely moments getting to talk to people who you've like looked up to for a while. Those are always harrowing experiences.
Totally. And then I realized, you know, I don't, you know, shit, man. If I had Billy Corgan on my show, you know, like, I'm the Smashing Pumpkins guy, man. I love the Smashing Pumpkins, right? Okay. So their old logo, it's old tattoo. You know, if I had Billy Corgan on my show, which may happen someday, who the fuck knows? Will I like Billy Corgan? You know what I'm saying? Because right now he lives in a really special part of my heart and mind. And who knows? You know, maybe we get done with this and I'm just like, man, should have just left you right there. You know what I'm saying? But if I want to pay with Billy Corgan, fuck yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's my expectation that ruins it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Well, you know, that's what they say. You don't want to meet your heroes. You know, that trope is sometimes accurate. You know.
Yeah.
But and of course, we're not saying that Billy Corgan is that way. We're just saying that. Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
He'd be a hoot. God damn, man. He'd be a hoot. Be funny.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that'd be another question. Like, who would be the most unhinged guest you could think of to get on there?
As far as like they'll go crazy, or one that I'd just be like, what the fuck? I can't believe this.
Somebody open their book and anyone's name is in it. Whose names are you pulling?
I mean, Billy's one of them for sure. I would love to have him on there. I know that he would just get in there and paint.
Does he rank as number one? Would that be like number one?
I don't know. I really don't know, because other names pop up and I'm like, God, this could be sick for this reason, blah, blah, blah. But I really want to have Matty Healy from 1975 on my shit. I know paints, and I really dig them a lot. I like him. I just really do. And I'd love to have him on there. Trent Reznor.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah.
Anyway, Billy for sure. Yeah, just so many, it's mostly musicians, man, because that's what I come from. You know what I mean? So it's most exciting to me.
We just witnessed the passing of Ozzy. We've lost many greats. Are there any musicians who are no longer with us that you would want to talk to? Who do you think would be the most interesting, I guess?
God damn, why can't I? Oh, wait. One that I would want to have on that's living is Maynard James Keenan. That'd be tight as fuck. As far as like people that are passed, I mean, Kurt Cobain would be a hoot. Again, a hoot. You know what I mean? That would be, who knows what that guy would be like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing that jumps out to me. What about you for your show?
Man, I don't know. I would want to talk to George Carlin. I would want to talk to Bill Hicks.
Yeah, right.
I'd want to talk to like the real.
Yeah, right.
The real. Both of them, especially toward their end, they got really, really dark in my favorite way. It's like a fundamental core like aspect of my entire personality. And just again, like even if it was just them ripping on me, oh man, I would love that. I love that, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, please, like shred
that's
me.
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. Maynard would be cool. He's an interesting character for sure. Billy Corgan's. It's crazy because like all those guys, they're like the LA 90s guys.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think like all of the connections there, like Tool and Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
They know each other because of each other.
Yep.
The shit that they saw. It's crazy too. I think about this a lot living in New York, which has had like a number of moments where music was kind of dominant here. It would be crazy to be. I think about this all the time. I would love to be in 90s LA. I think that would be an interesting place in time, especially in music history. Like
what?
That city at that
Early
time.
90s?
Yeah. That city at that time, all the diversity of stuff that was happening there. That would be cool. Or, 70s in New York City. Again, New York City has a number of waves. Even the first wave hipster, like early 2000s Williamsburg,
Yeah.
But just being in a city at that time. When I was in Nashville is kind of going through that. It's probably much bigger now, but like I left right before all of the renovations.
Right.
And building like skyscraper buildings and apartment complexes. I left right before that. I'm so happy. But I also came to hell. I came to like a city that's way worse.
Yeah, right. Copy.
It's way more difficult, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was interesting being in Nashville at that time. And just kind of like, it was like the Jack White, Black Keys era,
Yep.
How long have you been in Nashville?
Almost 27 years.
Okay, yeah. So you were there for that. You remember that?
It's funny. I had a guy tell me one time, I was working at Sherwin-Williams on 8th Avenue. And he referenced the 2000s music movement. And I about shit my pants. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? 2000s music movement. I was like, name it, and he brought up Jack White and Black Keys and stuff. And I get it, but you can't put the 2000s music movement up against any other movement at all with any
no credit. Hell no, fuck no.
Shit blew my mind. I'm like, you're an idiot.
No. Well, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I was in Nashville for that. I remember that, and it was cool. It wasn't 90s LA. No. It's like, it wasn't 70s New York City. So fuck.
Get out of here. Ugh. Anyway, whatever. I'm gonna go find that guy.
Okay. I don't know, but here's one thing I will say.
Yeah.
I always loved, because I moved to Nashville from Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
And I moved to Nebraska from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And
how old are you?
I'm 37.
Got it. Yeah.
37. Yep. And my dad worked at university, so we kind of like moved around from university town to university town. When I moved to Tennessee, I was delightfully surprised at how big metal was and heavy music. Right. In Nebraska, it was kind of big because early 2000s was Slipknot. That was Iowa. So like in the Midwest, it was cool to like listen to new metal. Like there was big tours would come through. It was like a major stopping point.
Right.
But then going to Tennessee, I was like really pleased with how much more violent the music scene was.
Yeah.
And I am just interested, like, what were your observations of that time? Like, were you playing music at that time in bands?
Early 2000s?
Yeah.
I was in an emo band, dude.
Love that.
I mean, it was like, just emotions. And
sure.
It was called Colson. And it was with some friends that went to Belmont. I would hang out at Belmont because I was just up here and started making friends there. So I didn't go to Belmont, but we were doing that. But I mean, I was always, I'd gotten into Snapcase. I'd gotten into, who else did I like back in the day? Strong Arm. I liked, but I know you're talking about Nashville, but as far as heavy bands in Nashville, I was always a little freaked out to go to like heavy shows, and like I was just I gravitated toward more of like I need to really think about this real quick, because I mean I would go see Look What I Did. I'd go see I'd go see Danza when they played. I would go to Muse and all that stuff, but I didn't love the violence. I really didn't like that. So but I liked listening to it sometimes. But as far as like shows, I was more like into more rock stuff. But I mean, definitely went to the Muse, the End, IndieNet, all that stuff. You know what I mean? It was crazy. I mean, it was like Next Gen was like, that was the spot. You know what I mean? It's crazy out there. Did you go to Next Gen?
It was a whole vibe. Yeah, for sure.
Totally, man.
I mean, we were at the Muse all the time. And
it was scary.
What's that?
It was a little scary.
Oh, dude, it was more than a little scary. That place. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
One time, one of my bands was playing there.
What was your band? Tell me.
The band that played there was called Castles of Tomb. It's just a metal band from that era. And I was wearing shorts, and on the side of my legs, I have 6-point stars. Okay. The guy that was running the door had like SS tattoos.
Fuck me. Oh,
and
no.
I had played a million shows there, but I was always wearing pants. And that one night it was hot as fuck. And I'm like, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And the look that guy gave me after I got off stage was like,
damn.
Oh, dude. You know,
anything happen?
No.
No.
Okay. But still, like, it could have. Like, you know, I mean, had it been another night, it could have. Yeah, that was it.
I remember that guy there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just it was life on the edge. But dude, I honestly, look, I miss that.
Yeah,
I miss
same.
that. Though,
Yeah.
like venues like that, those are gone.
Yep.
Shows like that, those are kind of gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Not, not anymore.
They have dark matter here now, but it's so it's cool, but it's so fucking tame.
Yeah.
And it's run by it seemed to me it's run by a different kind of police in there. Dark matter is, and it's like, that's all I'll say to that. I don't need to get into that anyway.
Yeah,
I don't go there.
I don't know that it's just interesting to see, like, that's like, it's kind of good because they were violent. I mean, even I remember shows at Rocketown, shows at Rocketown kind of getting violent,
Totally, man. I just didn't like all the hardcore tough guy fight shit. I wasn't a hardcore dancer or anything like that. I was just like, I just wasn't into that shit, really. Just me. Emo.
Yeah, love that.
Emo boy. Emo bunny.
I love that.
I had a girlfriend an emo bunny. What the fuck? I loved it. She was hot. Call me more of that. Anyway, whatever. It's funny.
Those were weird times there.
Dude, hang on one second. Let me get something to drink. Hang on one second.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm in my kitchen, bro. I got my pants undone because my gut's big and my bladder is a little swollen. So I might
let it hang out. Yeah.
And I got this. I got to eat something, man.
I love that you're eating pizza. I love that you're fucking eating pizza. It's so New York. It's so New York, dude. What okay, so there's a question. You're talking about taking the show on the road more.
Yeah.
Coming to New York, what would be the ideal scenario for you in New York?
Pizza and Gatorade, bro. Well, I mean, that's why I wear that hat, pizza and Gatorade. Anyway, whatever. So it's like Michigan shit. Anyway, come to New York. By the way, there's a dude up there that does, oh, dude, you would love this podcast. It's called The Creative Codex. His name is MJ Dorian. He's in your area. I'm going to reach out to him and see if you can have him on. Because, dude, I'm calling you.
Codex?
Creative Codex on Spotify. It is. Listen to I've listened to almost every episode. It's the sick.
Dude, I fucking love this already.
Yeah. So good. He's got, he's so good. And it's so well produced, and it probably takes him a fuck ton of time. And he hasn't put one out in a minute, but it's really the only podcast I listen to. Like, as far as like extravagant fucking shit. It's crazy, the shit that guy's doing. But I'm going to hit him up and see if you guys can connect, because I feel like you guys probably jam.
That'd be sick. Cool. Yeah.
Anyway, as far as coming to New York, I'm going to Los Angeles in November to do episodes in Southern California. But coming to New York would be, I would like to line up the best guests I could, have a spot to rock, and do some shit on the street. And it's pretty simple, but as far as like guests are concerned, it's always, it's always a trip trying to get people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, I can set up anywhere. It's pretty self-contained, I mean, my dining room area, you just need that much space, but, it'd be cool to do it in Central Park, all that stuff. But having the guests is like a big deal, But I'd imagine being in Central Park doing this, just random guests coming up on the street would be the sickest shit,
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And too, like, in a different way than in Nashville, at least in LA or New York, there's probably a million people. You have more options of people that might be there to do it. And like, how do you, like, you're sourcing guests because of people that or like 1, 2, 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon? Like, how do you get people to get on the show?
I reach out to them. I ask people, hey, you got anybody? Or, hey, do you know how to get a hold of this person? I just think of random connections that come up, and I just hit them up. And some people are in. I hit people up on Instagram, dude. Like, hit up Ian Fidance. Is that how you say it? A comedian guy?
Mm-mm.
He's up there. You'd think he's funny. I hit him up on Instagram, but some you hear from, some you don't. So I ran into this comedian here named Fiona Cawley. She's funny as hell. I ran into her in Publix and she lives here. I'm like, yo, I got this thing. You want to do this? And she's like, email this, bro. I'm like, okay. So it's kind of like that. It's not always that easy, but man, I fucking dropped that pepperoni. Fuck. You know what I mean? Anyway, but that's just kind of how it transpires. What about you? Is it word of mouth and stuff like that and like references and shit?
Yeah, for sure. And again, like most of the people that I have had on here, at least started having on in the beginning, are like very obscure. They're people that I had maybe been like looking into for a decade or so, but they're not necessarily people that have huge followings. They're deep in some niche. But for me, it was super interesting just to talk to them, considering of, how much I consumed whatever it was they created.
See, that's cool, dude. That has more, to me, like, I feel like my focus is so limited as far as like the energy that I have to do these things. And I want to do more of that because that feels, there's an authenticity to that I love. But I've just come out the gate trying to get the biggest people I can. And I think it's like just because of my pursuit of growing the show and being able to do this as my job, you know what I'm saying? But I think once I hope that maybe you can hold me accountable to this, dude. If my show grows to the point where I'm just doing it all the time and getting, it's like successful in a way that I feel okay about it, I want to have people that I want to have on there. You know what I'm saying? Like people that I've admired your work for so long. Will you come on my show? I feel pretty conflicted on that. Like I'm an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just really trying to grow this shit up, man. Straight up. It's just the truth.
Well, no, I mean that does make sense. I have definitely learned the hard way. Right. But the thing that I find interesting, everyone else might not necessarily find interesting. But at least for me, like it's like, okay, at least I got something out of that. It's not I documented that and can refer to that at any point in the future.
I admire that, dude. I really do admire that.
Well, again, it's like at some point it was probably like 2022 where my brain like actually switched over to like, I have to enjoy creating the thing. I have to enjoy it or else it doesn't help me. It hurts me.
Totally.
So the things that I enjoy, just by nature of who I am and the things that I have pursued in my life, they're niche things, right? Yeah. And
like what?
Like what? Just like all the bands that, like any band, I worked in live events. I went to a ton of shows. Mm-hmm. I never got to see the bands that I wanted to see because I was working huge festivals, huge arena shows. Mm-hmm. The bands I want to see are playing a 300-person venue. You know what I mean? Yep. And again, they're bands that aren't even necessarily that great. It's just like, just being able to say like, oh man, I listened to that band so many times. I finally get to see them. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. Yes. Mission accomplished. Cool. Get it, buy a t-shirt that I never wear and I save it so that I don't destroy it, Oh yeah. But I don't know. I accepted I make niche stuff. Like I have niche interests and I need to make sure that I'm entertaining that first. If I were to somehow make a bunch of money not entertaining that, I would go crazy. That to me seems like, again, a gilded cage. Seems like fucking hell. To like have that level of success, but also not be able to, one of the things I think all the time is like, right now it's just me. If I ever let other people with money come in here, I have to that's a piece of my opinion that I relinquish, Yeah. And at some point that might be right. At some point it might make sense. Mm-hmm. But for me right now, it's just like, doesn't matter what I do or say. Right. And you know, I there's like a innocence. There's an innocence that I appreciate in that, and again, like I understand I'm not doing this to, I don't know, this has to be fun for me. This has to like scratch an itch, and definitely like I see this as even a COVID proof way for me to scratch the creative exercise. You know, writing music, releasing a record, that takes a long time. I can do that, but it takes a really long time.
Yeah.
This I can do every week.
Bust out.
You know,
Totally.
It holds me over and keeps me consistent and accountable to myself, to just, you know, continue and be creative and explore how other people are creative and tackle that. There's like a weird disease that we're going to have that artists didn't necessarily have at any point in history. And it's like balancing the brand, the social media, like all this shit that has nothing to do with creating and enjoying art.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
That COVID proof thing that you mentioned, man, that's fucking right. For sure. That's a smart way to go, man. It was so isolating, man. It was unreal. What were you doing during COVID overall?
This is what I not recording podcasts, but like talking to my friends.
That's cool.
Like this is, it was like one of those moments where it's like, oh man, this is what saves us.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the dystopian future that we're going into, where we are more connected than we've ever been, but somehow more disconnected from each other than we've ever been. How do we get back to that? You know, they tell us we can't even leave our houses. We're stuck in our houses. All we has is internet.
God damn.
But this was it. It was talking to people, and you know, I don't know if you were ever this way, but I for sure, at least for the first 20 years of my life, I was the person at the party having the conversation that everyone was like, dude, don't talk about that. It's a party.
Hey, you're bringing us down, bro.
Come on, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, totally, dude. Yep. Then I got invited to less and less parties.
Yeah, exactly. Enough people were like, you know what? We don't like it here, but you should start a podcast. And so here we are. That's what we did.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
But again, that's one of the reasons I was immediately drawn into your show, because I can immediately resonate with you.
Yeah. That's good, man. I hope you know, we'll see. That's all I can say with my shit. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. I'm working my balls off at it, and we'll see it. We'll see how it goes. That's really all I can say. And
dude, like the format is brainless. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You bring creative people and be creative. Like it's just, it makes itself.
That's cool.
There's something like wonderfully synergistic about that.
Cool.
And it looks great. Like,
thanks.
The production quality is high. You know, I love, I just love it. I was immediately drawn in, even from the first, like literally the clips that I saw. I was like, oh yeah. You're doing it right.
Cool, man. No, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Gotta keep going. Do you want some of this pizza?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, this piece.
I love that.
Take a bite.
I feel like a rat in New York. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like a rat in New York, just struggling for a slice.
Dude, that's fucking funny, dude. What's your favorite pizza out there?
I am so lame. Give me a pepperoni. Give me a good slimy pepperoni any
What's
day.
the name of the place?
Oh, you know, I don't know of a specific place. There are like iconic places. One is Patsy's. There's a couple locations. And that's like it's like one of the last traditional New York slices that you can get. But then there's, of course, like every neighborhood has like their contested, there's a bunch of like really, really good pizza places, universally agreed good pizza places in Brooklyn. There's a couple snooty ones down by the bridge. There's actually, this is hilarious. So there's two pizza restaurants that are right next to each other. And it's because at one point they were owned by the same people, but then they had a disagreement. So one of them opened a spite restaurant.
Hell yeah.
And it's like so New York. I'm just like, money. And both of the pizzas are all right. But I just love the fact that,
they hate each other.
Restaurant. Yeah.
Dude, they have that in Detroit with Coney Island, with Coney dogs, like Coney Island.
Really?
Down on, I forget what street, Lafayette. Maybe it's called Lafayette. So you have Lafayette, that was the original. And then you have American right next to each other. Lafayette is hands down better tasting. American is way cleaner. Lafayette got shut down because they had rats in their fucking bathroom and shit like that.
Hey, that's what made it taste so good.
Yeah, dude, exactly, man. But they are so serious about this rivalry. This lady went on the news talking about like trying to defame Lafayette Coney Island because she owned American. It's like, it's hilarious, man. It's just fucking ridiculous. But Lafayette's just better than American, but you know what? Fuck them. Have you been to Detroit?
I have, yeah. But the last time I was like in Detroit hanging out, not at the airport, like just passing through, was when one of my bands was playing there.
Where did you play?
What's that?
Where'd you play?
Oh,
you remember?
It was like, it was not a venue. It was like a warehouse it was like really rogue, that whole tour. But that was a really fun tour.
Hell yeah.
But it was like totally not legitimate.
Outside, the opposite of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's why I started the show. I'm trying to go legit here. I'm a Midwest person. I love Detroit. I love Chicago. And I don't know, New York is a fun place, but New York is also it's an intense place.
Yeah.
Like,
do you feel always your system is getting rocked?
Yeah. 100%. Like there's a baseline, agita that you get from just being here and like the constant assault of noise and disruptions and it's like you forfeit peace when you come here. That's like a thing you you say goodbye to that and you accept it. But that also being said, like I liked Nashville. There was tons of things I liked about Nashville, but it's not the same as having anything I would need at any point.
Yeah, right.
Nashville shuts down at a certain time, and I just love the fact that there's always it makes the paranoia. There's two things I think about this actually.
Yeah, please.
There's it makes the paranoia of living in a city a little easier to accept when you realize there's like the best of everything here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, yes, there's some dangerous things about living here, but there's also the best hospitals. These people know how to deal in high volume movement of people, whatever. We can sustain this. I also think about it like this, and this is kind of a dark take.
Please.
In the possible event of a nuclear fallout, a nuclear annihilation event, I'm out of here so fast. Like, I don't even have to think. I'm not even going to realize what's happening and it will be over.
Yeah, right.
So that is like there in the past couple of years, I've taken a lot of peace out of just knowing that in the possible event where that is how it plays out, we're gone.
It's out.
We're immediately ash. Like we don't even have time to process what is happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wow, man, fuck, that's crazy.
It's just it's like
out here.
There is something weird. You're on an island, and they close the bridges, they close the tunnels. That's it. You're on the island.
Yeah, straight up.
I don't have a helicopter. I don't have a boat.
Right.
I'm on the island. So
yeah, right.
And that's even when it's not like a real scary situation. Like there's times where they have to do that for one reason or another, and it's like Wow,
Close
that's really
everything?
disruptive. Just close certain things.
I
You
see.
know, like, dude, there are pipes in New York City that are 200 years old,
Sure.
and they just can't dig up that much street to replace it all because it would be so disruptive to traffic. They have to do it a block at a time over 20 years.
Damn.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Dude. What's your job? What do you do?
So I have a very strange day job.
Yeah, please.
I used to do a lot of live events.
Yep.
When I first moved up here, it was because I met a buddy at Coachella, and he was like, you need to come. If you come to New York, I can get you production jobs.
Yeah, right.
And I would work with bands or events. That was like a thing.
Right.
Then for a while, I was a contracted employee at Audible, and I was like working on the back end of uploading audiobooks.
Okay.
To Audible, like, you know, whatever, Audible.
Yeah.
And then I got a job for the city downloading crime scene video.
You're funny, dude. Is that your job now, dude? Is that your fucking job now?
That is my job.
Oh, you're wild, dude. That's funny.
I download crime scene video for the city of Manhattan. Yeah.
No
County
way.
of Manhattan. Yeah.
So do you have access to all these cameras?
No. Yes, the NYPD. Yes, the city has cameras in hotspots.
Yeah.
Major intersections. Yes, those do exist.
And everywhere, probably.
Yeah. Well, many more places than you would like to assume. I don't have access to them. I don't work with the police, but the police do. They do have that in New York City.
Yeah.
That is not a joke.
Good.
But the real rub there is that there are so many people with DVRs, like personal security systems for their businesses and homes.
Yeah.
That there's a joke. You don't go anywhere in New York without getting captured by camera.
Sure.
And that is true. Does the city or what do people have access to them that don't own them? No.
Right.
They send someone like me out there to go and download it.
Right? I see.
But that's if a crime is committed and you scan like a 10 block radius, there's hundreds of people with cameras.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, you're just playing an odds game, getting something, you know, that helps you.
Like usable,
It's crazy. I see so much crazy shit. It's ridiculous.
Can you talk about any of it, or what's the deal?
I can't really talk about specifics.
Yeah, right.
Mostly until something has like actually gone completely through trial.
I see.
After it's already been talked about, I can talk about it. But
you got anything?
I mean, there's so many crazy things, dude.
When you say, okay, let me ask you this: when you download the shit, and they're like, "Hey, this is a crime," blah blah. You download it and you're watching it. Are you like, "Oh my fucking god"?
Sometimes, yeah.
It takes a real motherfucker to do that job, dude.
Wow, and dude, that's like the crimes.
Yeah, right.
The worst. That ain't the worst.
Really?
I have to see.
What do you like? Yeah.
Just think about this.
I'm just locked in.
In every town, there's statistically somebody committing a heinous crime, right?
Right.
The bigger the city, the more number of people are doing it.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And every level of heinous crime. So think about the worst possible thing, and then imagine that is happening at the scale of 8 million people.
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
So it's just every day.
All the time.
All the time. Yes. There's like we have to like go for certain types of certifications to do that kind of stuff. And it's funny because like when we go to these places, we meet with people from all around the world who do this kind of work, and you know they'll talk about their workload, and it's like, you know, a couple a month, a couple a year.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone just knows the lore is that we volume, like,
wow,
we got it. Like there's nobody who's processing at the scale that we are processing video. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
And again, like,
wow,
you don't go anywhere in New York, and there's just more people are buying cameras. They're like more affordable. So, the more it just becomes everywhere you go, it's like you're captured in high def 4K. It's crazy. And then there's also like really mundane shit about like, we just go into weird places. Dude, I've been into so many weird fucking buildings.
Really?
I've been into like, I have been legitimately like into areas that I really have no business being in. And I was just in that building, you know, in the basement.
Do you get freaked out?
No, it's just funny to me. It's like, there's no scenario where you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be in the sub basement of this iconic building.
Oh yeah,
looking at their security in their security room,
right.
You know.
God,
it's just crazy. I see a lot of weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just
how long you been doing that?
Almost 10 years.
Damn.
Almost 10 years. Yeah. A while now. Dude, and there was a while where I was doing that. I was doing live events. So on like my days off, I would be doing live events, and then I would also be like audio engineering.
Good
like
Lord.
Doing all sorts of audio engineering. And again, sometime around 2022, I was like, God damn it. I need to have an outlet, and I need to have an outlet that is like, I just need to stop looking at it like it needs to be a money thing for me now. What it needs to be is therapy.
Yeah. Copy that.
And it's like, again, like the things that I see, it's the worst that people can imagine.
At their lowest.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, at scale is not so, like, to me, the expression, the art, even I just like for an hour a day, I play guitar, a minimum.
Yep.
I find an hour and I play guitar. I get in that trance. It's the same thing you're talking about in the painting. Like I'm trying to cut through whatever existential spiral I'm on. Focusing on the pattern of playing the music helps me just fucking focus my brain and kind of cut through and see like, why am I agitated? What is the problem? And even if I don't get a hardcore answer, I always feel better after that hour.
I
always feel better. It's like a huge weight has been lifted off my soul. So
dream a lot?
I used to not, and anymore I've been having pretty crazy dreams.
Yeah.
I had this guy on the podcast who is he's deep into like what's the word I'm looking for here? Like the mystic traditions.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like Freemasonry, but Freemasonry and all the other things around that. He for a time he was the assistant of like a thinker in that space named Manly Palmer Hall, who was like revered as like one of the great thinkers. Anyways, he put me into contact with this guy named Stephen Ross, and that is Ronnie Pontiac. Sorry. Ronnie Pontiac put me in
Ronnie
contact.
Pontiac is his name?
Ronnie Pontiac. Yeah. Look him up. He's
okay.
Dude, he was also in LA in the 90s, but like in the esoteric scene too.
Sure.
He's like connected to all that stuff in an interesting way. He's a very interesting character. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
And he put me into contact with this guy, Steve Ross. Steve Ross has dreams that are prophetic, and they lead him to meeting people and acquiring information from all around the world.
Wow.
And he's like amassed this library of obscure medical texts that date back to antiquity. And at one point, the reason that he knows Ronnie is because at one point, Steve Ross had a dream that something was revealed to him, and he went to Manly Palmer Hall and told what was revealed to him in the dream. And then Manly Palmer Hall like gave him a bunch of notes and access to this very obscure book that, dude, his story is crazy. Steve Ross is a legend, and his lore is nuts.
Wow.
But those two guys were like, you need to start kind of like taking a dream journal. And when I started doing that, my dreams got, I don't know if I've gotten any better of remembering them, but they are vivid in a way that is like, I feel like I'm paying more attention to my dreams, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you feel like do they increase in intensity based on the crimes that you see?
No.
Okay.
No. And really with that is, there is people that do this stuff and see these things will kind of describe this similarly, but there's like a level of compartmentalization that you have to do.
Yeah.
And you have to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise it will just like, dude, it's not, everyone can't look at that stuff
every day.
Everyone can't look at that stuff every day. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very few people can look at it at all.
Yeah. Straight up.
So you have to be able to, and dude, like it's crazy. Like what it used to be, dude, New York now compared to New York in the 80s and the fucking 90s and the 70s, it was Fallujah. Okay. It is Disney World compared to what it used to be before 9/11.
Wow.
And there's like sometimes where we have to digitize the tapes.
Yeah. Like
that some technician filmed whatever crime scene in 1980 or 1990. And dude, it is brutal. It is some stuff that, again, just like most people should not see. But I don't take that home with me.
That's cool. Yeah, that's good. Damn, dude. I don't know if I could do that, you know? That's incredible.
Yeah, it is really not. It's not for everybody. But that's is one of those things I've always looked at it. It's like, dude, if that is my skill, like if that is what I have to offer here, like I can eat this sin. If that is what I can do, if that's what I can offer here, fine, then that is what I'll do here.
Damn. Reminds me of the Green Mile. You seen Green Mile?
Yeah, for sure.
Where he his skill is to take all that darkness out, you know?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's bonkers, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
And I'm all over here being like, I am so I can handle the dark, sacred, and profane. People are here watching people get their fucking shit blown out, you know, every day.
But this is what I'm saying. Like you have to personally, and I felt this way well before I started seeing any of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be afraid to contemplate death.
Yeah, right.
Why would I be afraid to contemplate death?
Yep.
Contemplating death makes me appreciate my life.
Yeah, straight up.
I've consistently been demonstrated to me. Every time I contemplate my mortality or my loved one's mortality, the more empathetic I can become.
Yeah.
The extra, the more layers I can peel back of my own, mask. So to me, that's why I want to entertain them. I want to talk about those things. Those are the real things. That's where the real shit happens. Yeah. The rest is just fog.
Right. Yeah. Right, man. Like death is a leveler of mind. And like having my dog pass on Friday, it's like there was stuff coming up for me that I had no clue was still there, you know? And it's like, especially when my dad passed in like 23, and we didn't talk for like 6 years before his passing, you know? And then we got like 10 or 15 minutes alone in the hospital room, and, you know, we buttoned it all up beautifully. And my stepmom and I left, and I was the last one in our family to like talk to him and see him alive. And I was the one who saw him the least, you know? And, he died like 45 minutes after we had that conversation, and he nobody expected him to go. I mean, he was in rough shape, but didn't expect him to go then. But it's almost like he held on to make that connection seal again between he and I, you know? And it's almost like, because we had such a rough go, man, swear to God.
And are you generally a person that like wants spoken closure? Like if you have a problem with somebody, you want there to be like some finality. Yeah.
I think, because I'm capable of that, and I feel like while he was here, he couldn't do that, but in that liminal space of, his death within the next hours, it's like he was capable of it. Otherwise he wouldn't have been capable of it. So it's like, and then after that, I don't have malice toward him anymore. I don't, it's like when he speaks to me, it's of his highest will for me. Like when I, I know I'm accessing him in my mind, whatever that is, but it's never it's never a shaming voice anymore. It's always truth, like apologies, and encouragement, so it's in whether I don't care if I'm making that up. I don't give a fuck. He's a personality that exists in my psyche. Yeah. So it's almost like that aspect of him is coming forth again, and death was the thing that did that. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. So it's wild.
Yeah. I feel, and definitely talking to a fair amount of people who spend time contemplating death, like intentionally contemplating death. To me, it's a thing that we should do, especially in Western culture. We're taught to like ignore this thing and only confront it when we have to. And then it's this horrible, terrible experience. And it is, but it's the only thing that's like guaranteed.
Yeah. Straight up.
Every living being knows we're going to die. Right. Yeah. So why would we be in constant fear of that? We have to have some kind of peace. And, I don't know. For me, it's just always entertaining those ideas, and right. Those are the things that always bring me value. I don't know.
Meaning.
Morbid, yes. Yeah. No. Is it more? Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But it's coming, no matter what. It's crazy, man. Especially in the church, man. It's like. It's almost like you have to think about death in a way that is A or B. And I guess it is kind of A or B, but it's like they want, my experience was they want you to think about death in a very, transient way, because it's so focused on whether you're going to go to heaven or not. Yeah. So you're thinking about death, but you're only thinking about death as a transaction. It's almost like it would be better to think about death as an interaction rather than a more of an interaction than a transaction. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like a toll.
Yeah. Right. Like you're going to talk to the man at the toll, and it's like the transaction's in there, but you're also understanding more about yourself and possibly how your death is going to affect other people and how you think about death. It's like that seems more of a comprehensive way to look at death. But again, I'm afraid of it. I just am. I got this little man, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
yeah, oh, for sure.
Dog, it's like Jesus Christ. I think about it every day too. It's fucking weird. But you know what? I was talking to my psychologist years ago and telling him that I was afraid of that, because when my son came, I started thinking about it way more, which makes sense. He's like, do you ever talk to death? Do you ever keep a journal with death? Mm. It's like, no. I did for a second, like talking to death, like Carl Jung's creative imagination. Is that why am I blanking on that? Active imagination, like talking to the personalities inside of you, and death is one of those things. It's in everybody, So like speaking to that part of your psyche that is death, because it's there anyway. It's crazy, crazy thing to think about. But you ever thought about doing that? I'd be curious what you talk to death about.
I've never heard that, and as you're saying it, I'm thinking like, what is my relationship with death? And I don't know. I've also lived enough like where I've also been in situations where I like almost died because I was like doing something stupid and like I almost died. Right. Just like accepting that it can come, accepting that not a fucking day of this shit is guaranteed. Yeah, right. Accepting that every day makes me a little bit better about letting the people that I love know that I care about them. Yeah, right. Making sure I have like my shit buttoned up to where if somebody had to clean up the mess, it wouldn't be like too messy for them in any way, I don't know. It's funny because I've just been, as a morbid person, like I've already asked so many questions of what I think of life and the value that I put on life, which has gone higher and lower at different points of my life. Yeah. To and what would I ask death? But I guess the thing is because it's such like an everyday part of my situation. Yeah. This is really funny. Yeah. So we had to go to a funeral home and get some video. And crime scene at a funeral home? Well, it was on the street, I'm assuming. I don't think it was in the funeral home. Got it. But as we were there, there was a wake. And the owner comes over to us, and she's super nice lady, super funny. And she had this amazing interaction where she like came over and she immediately was like making ghost jokes and like making hilarious jokes about death. Yeah, and I was like, what? This lady is the shit. Dude, I love this place. Yeah. What? And there was like something I pulled away from that. It's like, she wasn't going to let working in a funeral home, like she wasn't going to let the weight of that weigh her down. Yeah. Right, dude. Right. I don't know. Like that was one of those days where like I got a lesson that had nothing to do with why I was there, but I was like appreciative that I was there for that lesson. Yeah. Right. Because it's like, damn, that is some Jedi shit. There can be a wake occurring 20 feet away in the funeral home, in this active funeral home. Yeah. And this lady she can still like provide the family with empathy, but then come over to us and like, keep it. Dude, it was some Jedi level mind stuff. So that's awesome. I don't know. I see so many interesting things, and I bet, just being around that much morbid shit, there's like it has a compartment, it has a place, and there's like an element of like, oh man, I understand human psyche a little bit better as a whole. I understand it a little bit better seeing all that kind of stuff. God, man, moment, yeah, that's incredible, dude. Man, what a job! That's crazy to me. Hey, admiration for being able to do that, dude. Fucking God. Crazy. Yeah, it's weird. Wow. Well, we're kind of getting toward the end here. We said we're going to do 2 hours, and we're 2 hours and 3 minutes. Yeah, I want to, just before we get off, your links to your pages will be in the description. So everyone check out Make It Perfect. Here's the YouTube page, and then the Instagram. And again, I'll share those links in there. But if you just want to give the people the last words of advice, words of encouragement in pursuing their own creative endeavors, the floor is yours. Yeah, I just do what you want. That's it. And do your best not to take anything personally. And that's really hard for me, not to take things personally. When you don't get the reaction you want, you don't get the successes you want, you don't get even the views you want. Like,
you want all those things, but what do you really want underneath, you know? And, like you said, like you have to do it. You have to like what you're doing, you know? And, that part is really tough for me to like it all the time, but I know that there's like there's an underlying meaning for me, you know? And so I think do what you want and don't see how little you can take personally while still being intact with yourself and in touch with people you're working with. You know what I mean? Cause I'll hold a grudge and take shit personally like that. But I'm learning how much that's held me back in my life, man, and how much suffering there is to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deal. That's what I think right now, anyway.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you so much for finally coordinating this. It was a journey, but we finally got here. Thank you for sitting down and giving me your time here. Mm-hmm. Again, everyone check out the links in the description below.
This has been the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. The end. With your host, James Oliva. Executive producers, Clint G and James Oliva. That's obnoxious. Sound design, mix, and master by James Oliva. Literally no one cares. For more Totally Legitimate Business, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Totally Legitimate Business or add us on TikTok at TLB Pod. When will this end? Thank you for listening. Now get back to work. Move it along, buddy.